diagnosed with Dravet syndrome at 5 months old. This is my oldest daughter, Caitlin, who's 14, and my son, Jake, who's 7. Britta's not here. She's our other daughter. She's 12. So Dravet syndrome is a severe form of epilepsy. Not very many people have been diagnosed with it. It's a mutation, a gene mutation in the brain, so it's not something that they have a cure for at this point. So oftentimes I get questions about, he has seizures, will he outgrow it? Because many forms of epilepsy, that is the case. Unfortunately, with Dravet syndrome, that's not. So we are very hopeful that there will someday be a cure of some sort to fix the mutation in that gene. So when Riker was diagnosed with Dravet syndrome, we realized quickly with some of the things that come along with it, things like he's very sensitive to heat. It can be a trigger when his body temperature changes drastically. Just things that kids normally would have no trouble with, some things that would definitely impact him, which definitely made it challenging, for some of the activities we like to do as a family. And so we had to really reflect on that and say, how do we continue to, bring joy and choose joy within our family when we maybe aren't going to be able to do some of those things in the future because, it's not the right thing for Riker. And so we really, reflection on the Bible, to be honest, thinking about, what does God ask us to do? And we really reflected that, everyone goes through tough times and there's always challenges in life. And we have to choose joy, and there is a lot of joy in our life. And so that was kind of the mantra for our family, and it's just kind of try to spread that to help others think in that same way. So I don't have an exact number that I can share. As of to date, we have sent $80,000 to the Dravet Syndrome Foundation, but we have a lot of things that we've raised money for that we haven't sent another check for. But without looking at the bank account right now, I think we're probably very close to the $100,000 mark, which will be something we will be sharing shortly to really push forward that to happen. So he's been on several meds, some that we've discontinued, which can also be a process because they do have, can form, your body gets used to it, and when they don't have that in their system, there's reactions to that. So we really had a long journey of starting meds, stopping meds, but the most recent one that is on the market, it's called Fintepla, and it's definitely been the most successful treatment that we've come across, where we went from some months of having upwards of 50 seizures a month to now, he actually has had a few recently because he's a little under the weather with a cold. That's a trigger for him. But typically, we're only looking at seizures maybe once every couple weeks, and usually it's a trigger like a heat, being too hot, being too cold, being too excited about something that he's doing. But the Fintepla has definitely helped control the seizures significantly.
When Riker has a seizure, we put him on his side so he doesn't choke. And if it's one of me or my siblings with him, if we're watching him at the time, we'll make sure we get one of my parents to come, and they'll decide whether they give him the emergency med or not.
And usually after the seizure, he'll be very worn out. In about 20 or 10 to say no, he'll usually close his eyes and fall asleep. Is that even though he has this syndrome, he always tries to push through and choose joy.
I like how Riker gets excited about the little things, like making a basket outside with us, or playing hide and go seek room.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to our story about Riker and learning a little bit more about what it is like to live a life with Dravet syndrome.
And remember to always choose joy.